Not every great game gets the attention it deserves. Some incredible single-player experiences end up overlooked, buried by bigger titles, or forgotten over time. This list is all about those hidden gems, games that might not have made the headlines but are absolutely worth playing. Let's dive into some of the most underrated single-player games ever made. Prince of Persia, The Forgotten Sands aimed to bring back the spirit of the beloved Sands of Time trilogy, but it received mixed reviews for playing it too safe. Set between the Sands of Time and Warrior Within, the story follows the prince as he visits his brother's kingdom, only to find it under attack by an ancient army unleashed by magic. While the narrative sets the stage for a grand adventure, it doesn't dive deep enough into its characters or themes, leaving some players wanting more. However, the gameplay delivers the classic Prince of Persia experience. The fluid platforming is back, with the prince leaping, wall running, and swinging through beautiful environments. The addition of elemental powers, like freezing water to create pathways or reconstructing broken structures, adds an engaging twist to both traversal and puzzles. Combat, though simple and repetitive, still provides a sense of power as you face off against large groups of enemies with a mix of swordplay and magic. While it didn't reinvent the series, The Forgotten Sands is a solid adventure that captures the essence of what made the franchise so iconic. It's not perfect, but it's a fun, nostalgic journey that fans of the series will appreciate. Sunset Overdrive is an explosion of style and energy set in a colorful, apocalyptic world. You play as a custom character, navigating a city overrun by mutants created by a tainted energy drink. It's a game that doesn't take itself too seriously, blending over-the-top humor with a fast-paced, vibrant setting. The movement system is a core part of the experience. Grinding on rails, wall running, and bouncing off surfaces aren't just for fun. They're essential for staying alive and chaining together attacks. Combat is just as dynamic, with a variety of creative weapons, like a gun that shoots explosive teddy bears or a vinyl record launcher. Staying on the move and experimenting with your arsenal keeps the gameplay exciting and chaotic. With a city full of missions, challenges, and collectibles, there's always something to do. The bright visuals and wild gameplay make every moment entertaining. Sunset Overdrive's unique approach to open-world action might not have clicked with a massive audience, but it's an unforgettable ride for anyone who enjoys games packed with personality and creativity.
It's refreshing and tasty, and it makes you happy, like me.
Binary Domain is an underrated gem that blends squad-based shooting with a thought-provoking story about artificial intelligence and humanity. Set in a futuristic Tokyo, you play as Dan Marshall, a soldier tasked with investigating a corporation accused of creating sentient robots that can pass as humans, something strictly forbidden. The gameplay revolves around tactical, cover-based combat with a team of AI-controlled squad mates who actually respond to your commands and decisions. The unique voice command system lets you communicate with your squad, building trust and influencing their behavior during missions. This adds a layer of strategy, as your relationships can impact how the story unfolds. Binary Domain also excels in its enemy design. The robots you face are relentless, breaking apart piece by piece as you shoot them, creating a visceral and satisfying combat experience. Add in a gripping narrative about the moral complexities of AI and human identity, and you've got a game that stays with you long after the credits roll. Despite its innovations, Binary Domain never reached a wide audience, but it's a must-play for fans of thoughtful, action-packed shooters. Singularity is a first-person shooter that combines fast-paced action with innovative time manipulation mechanics. Set on Katorga 12, an abandoned Soviet research facility, you play as Captain Nathan Renko, who stumbles upon the time manipulation device, TMD, a tool that lets you manipulate time in creative and destructive ways. The TMD is where the game truly shines, allowing you to age enemies into dust, repair broken objects, and create time distortions to manipulate the environment. The mix of intense combat and clever puzzles makes each section feel distinct, while the eerie atmosphere of the island keeps you on edge. The story dives into alternate timelines and Cold War-era experiments gone horribly wrong, drawing you deeper into the mystery of Katorga 12. Its balance of creative gameplay and a dark, gripping narrative makes it a standout in the shooter genre. Singularity might not have received the attention it deserved, but its mix of action, strategy, and atmosphere makes it an unforgettable experience for those who give it a chance. The Saboteur is an open-world action-adventure game set in Nazi-occupied France during World War II. You play as Sean Devlin, a rough-around-the-edges Irishman seeking revenge against the Nazis who wronged him. The game's unique visual style stands out immediately. Areas under heavy Nazi control are depicted in black and white, while color returns as you inspire resistance and take back territories. The gameplay combines stealth, action, and exploration, giving you plenty of ways to approach missions. You can sabotage enemy operations, assassinate high-ranking officers, and cause chaos across the beautifully recreated streets of Paris and the surrounding countryside. Climbing buildings and sneaking through enemy strongholds feels tense and rewarding, while all-out firefights offer plenty of explosive fun. What really makes the Saboteur special is its atmosphere. The mix of French music, moody visuals, and Sean's gritty determination creates an immersive experience unlike any other open-world game. Unfortunately, it was overshadowed by bigger titles at the time, but it remains a hidden gem. If you're a fan of historical settings and open-world gameplay, this one is worth tracking down.
Give 'em hell, sweetheart.
Kingdoms of Amalur. Reckoning is a sprawling action RPG set in a beautifully crafted fantasy world filled with lore by R.A. Salvatore. You play as the Fateless One, a resurrected hero who has the unique ability to reshape fate itself, giving you a central role in a world where destiny is everything. The combat is fast-paced and fluid, blending the mechanics of an action game with the depth of an RPG. Whether you're swinging massive swords, sneaking with daggers, or casting devastating spells, the gameplay feels rewarding and dynamic. The flexibility extends to the progression system, where you can combine abilities from different classes to create a character that matches your style perfectly. Amalur offers a massive world to explore, packed with quests, unique locations, and hidden treasures. Despite its depth and engaging gameplay, it flew under the radar for many players. With its vibrant art style and countless hours of content, it's a must-play for anyone who enjoys RPGs that focus on action and player choice.
No matter. We'll all die.
Prey is a brilliant mix of survival horror and immersive sim elements, offering one of the most engaging sci-fi experiences in gaming. Set aboard the Talos Y space station, you play as Morgan Yu, who wakes up to find the station overrun by a deadly alien species called the Typhon. What follows is a tense, atmospheric journey where every choice you make can have lasting consequences. What makes Prey stand out is its focus on player freedom. The game encourages you to think creatively, using the environment and your tools to overcome challenges. Want to sneak past enemies? Use your glue cannon to block their path or climb to a better vantage point. Prefer combat? Upgrade your weapons and even adopt alien abilities to fight back. The sense of exploration is incredible, with Talos I designed as a fully interconnected environment filled with secrets, alternate routes, and environmental storytelling. The story is just as compelling, with themes of identity, morality, and survival woven throughout. Prey might not have hit the mainstream success of other immersive sims like BioShock, but it's an absolute gem that rewards curiosity and experimentation. Psi-Ops. The Mindgate conspiracy is one of those games that feels like it was ahead of its time. Released in 2004, it combined solid third-person shooting mechanics with psychic powers to create gameplay that still feels unique today. You play as Nick Scryer, an amnesiac soldier with psychic abilities who takes on the mission to stop a terrorist organization called The Movement. What really made Psi-Ops stand out was its physics-based powers. Telekinesis let you grab enemies or objects and toss them around like ragdolls. Pyrokinesis allowed you to set things on fire, and mind control gave you the ability to take over enemies and turn their own weapons against them. The mix of these abilities with traditional gunplay opened up countless creative ways to approach each combat scenario. The environments were also designed with these powers in mind, encouraging experimentation. Whether it was throwing explosive barrels, flinging enemies into each other, or using stealth with mind control, every encounter felt fresh and engaging. Despite its innovative mechanics and entertaining gameplay, Psi-Ops didn't get the recognition it deserved. Astral Chain is a title that combines fast-paced action with an intriguing futuristic world. Developed by Platinum Games for the Nintendo Switch, it's set in a dystopian city where humanity is under attack by interdimensional creatures called chimeras. You take on the role of a rookie police officer in the Neuron Task Force, tasked with protecting the last remnants of civilization. What sets this game apart is your Legion, a living weapon tethered to you via a chain. The combat is where Astral Chain truly shines. You control both your character and the Legion, allowing for dynamic combos, synchronized attacks, and tactical maneuvers. You can even use the chain to bind enemies or trip them up, making every encounter feel fresh and engaging. Outside of combat, the game mixes things up with detective work, exploration, and environmental puzzles, keeping the gameplay diverse and exciting. With its striking art style, cyberpunk aesthetic, and an incredible soundtrack, Astral Chain offers an experience that feels both innovative and immersive. Despite its unique mechanics and critical acclaim, it remains criminally overlooked by many gamers. If you own a Switch, this gem is absolutely worth discovering. Kill Switch doesn't get enough credit for the impact it had on third-person shooters. Released in 2003, it was one of the first games to implement a true cover-based shooting system, a mechanic that later became a defining feature in titles like Gears of War and Uncharted. The game puts you in the role of a covert operative battling through enemy forces in a series of gritty, action-packed missions. What made Kill Switch so innovative was how it encouraged you to think before rushing into a gunfight. Taking cover wasn't just an option, it was essential. You had to time your shots, peek carefully, and use blind fire strategically to stay alive. Every encounter felt intense, with smooth controls that made slipping in and out of cover seamless. The story might not have been groundbreaking, but the mechanics more than made up for it. Kill Switch laid the groundwork for the modern tactical shooter, yet it flew under the radar for many players. If you're a fan of cover-based shooters, this hidden gem deserves a spot on your must-play list.